As long as you're trying to force your business to grow through sheer willpower and of your own strength, you're operating out of fear, not faith. You are telling God that you trust your hustle more than you trust his provision. If you look at your calendar right now, it's probably packed. You have 10 things on your to-do list today. You need to record a podcast, tweak your offer, attend a networking event, and post 3 times on social media. You're working 10 to 12 hours a day. You're physically and mentally exhausted. But when you look at your bank account at the end of the month, the revenue is simply not matching your effort. The math ain't math. You are experiencing an effort to income disconnect. And right now, the story you're telling yourself is, this is just the price of entrepreneurship. I just need to hustle, grind, and work a little harder to get this business off the ground. And then, when things are up and going, then I can rest. But what if I told you that your packed schedule is not a sign of productivity? That it's not a sign to keep holding on until this imaginary someday when you'll finally get relief? What if cramming your calendar with 10 things a day is actually a giant blinking red light that you're completely out of alignment with God? What if the exact hustle you think is required to generate financial security is the very thing stalling your revenue? I'm Tasha, and before I stepped out in faith to become a strategic business advisor for mission-driven founders, I spent 15 years as a marketing executive, driving millions in revenue for brands like Tide and Tampax at Procter & Gamble. I know what it looks like to drive massive scale, but I also know the heavy corporate conditioning that teaches us to equate our worth with our busyness. Many of us left the corporate world because we wanted to escape the burnout and the toxic grind, but because we never did the internal work to deconstruct our corporate habits, we accidentally rebuilt the exact same toxic hustle culture inside our own businesses. We fell right into the cult of do more. We falsely believe that if we just pull more levers and force more output, the results will come. Let me take a look at the ultimate blueprint for how work is actually supposed to be done. Genesis chapter 1. When God created the entire universe, he did not multitask. He did not cram his schedule. God typically completed just 1 to 3 core tasks each day. And at the end of the day, he paused and inspected his work and saw that it was what? He saw that it was good before moving on. Then on the 7th day, he rested. Let that sink in. If God only did 1 to 3 things to build the universe, why do we think we need to do 10 things a day to build our businesses? Not long ago, I was struggling to come up with content for my business. I could have sat at my desk for 4 hours, staring at a blank screen, trying to come up with a LinkedIn post out of my own strength. That's the hustle culture way. Instead, I stepped away and I spent several hours sitting at God's feet, doing my Bible study. And in the middle of that study, while I was simply taking a break to walk to the bathroom, an entire analogy dropped into my spirit effortlessly. I walked back to my desk. I drafted a LinkedIn post in like 5 minutes and documented a full YouTube series. And here's the thing I want you to understand. We should aspire for flow, not force. And when you stay connected to the source, provision, ideas, and revenue show up as a byproduct. But when you disconnect from the source and try to operate in your own anxious strength, everything feels like force. See, you're acting like Martha, frantically running around, trying to cross off your to-do list, when Jesus is right there, waiting for you to sit at his feet. Jesus specifically said that Mary chose the better path by simply sitting at his feet. And Leviticus 26 tells us exactly what happens when we operate out of alignment. Your strength will be spent in vain. That perfectly describes the business you're running right now. Working tirelessly, but seeing no fruit. You have to make a choice. You are not a hustler trying to survive. You are a kingdom builder, a child of God called to create from a place of rest and alignment. Stop building in the dark, stressing and striving. You don't need to work 12 hours a day, and you don't need another marketing hack. You need a deep cultural programming and reprogramming from the hustle culture you left behind. It's what I call the great unlearning. And if you're a faith-led expert who wants to stop forcing your growth and start building a highly profitable business that actually honors God, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any videos helping you operate in faith and obedience while leveraging Fortune 50 business strategy. Also, be sure to check the description below for some free resources to help you clarify your value and get your business into alignment. And please radically simplify your schedule today. I'll see you in the next video.